Hello guys, welcome back to Chebu Electrical and Electrician. So I've been getting so many questions on my YouTube channel guys. The video I did on 2 float switches. Now today I want to do a video repeating the same video, the same content, but I will be summarizing the whole of your questions. So if you want to understand, I will need to come on my WhatsApp, then you will just ask one by one a question, then I will be answering. So we'll be having 2 float switches. Then now these 2 float switches, now let me explain guys, okay? Let me explain slowly. So because your questions, man, really man, your questions, man. Now really I want to appreciate for the questions. I really appreciate that. If you've not subscribed on my channel, now kindly take a moment and do so. Thank you. Now I know you have subscribed. So guys, today I will summarize the whole of your videos, the whole of your questions, the one you have asked about these float switches. Now these 2 float switches. A float switch, first of all, you know what is a float switch. So if you ask me a question, I think you already know what is a float switch and where it works. So for now, I will only deal with 2 float switches. Now the first I will show you 2 float switches where they work. This float switch will be the float switch that will be working on the top of your elevated tank. Okay? Elevated tank. Now this one will be working on the tank that is grounded. Okay, so now you will be having one motor. Now this motor will be now this motor will be working on will be pumping the water that is on the ground tank. Okay, the water that is on the ground tank. Now your motor will be controlled with these 2 float switches. Now because there is a video that I have included the contactor. Now the main reason why I include the contactor is because in most cases you find some motors are too huge and they have 10 horsepower, 7 horsepower, you know, kind of. Now the reason is because when you use only this one, they will be overheating guys. They will be overheating. So the best option, you use a contactor. Now it depends. You can use a 10 amperes, you can use a 20, you can use a contactor of 32, 40, whatever. Okay, so get me clearly. On my right hand, okay, this contactor, this float switch, I want it to be on the elevated tank. Okay, then this one will be on the grounded tank. Okay, so I repeat, this one elevated, this one grounded, my left grounded tank. So this float switch, you know, when a float switch is on the tank and your tank is full, the float switch becomes straight like this. Okay, so when the water is empty, your float switch falls. It falls. That one indicating the water in the tank is empty. Okay, then we have the grounded one. Now the grounded one, same. The principle is the same. Okay, the law is the same. When your water is full, it is up like this. When the water is empty, it falls. Okay, it falls like this. So let us start. Now let me start with the float switch that is on the tank that is elevated. Okay, so we have the black cable, then we have the brown cable, then we have the blue cable, then we have the brown. Now guys, on a float switch, it has 3 cables. The black one is the common one. These 2, the blue and the brown one, they are normally closed and normally open. So in our case, I will be starting to do a wiring, that is the float switch that is elevated, okay, elevated tank. So that the principle, let me explain how this principle works again. So this principle works this way: when my float switch on the elevated tank is when my float switch in the elevated tank, the water is full, it stands this way. So when the grounded tank water is full, it stands this way. So it will be working this way when your tank on the top is empty, okay, is empty. It signals the float switch on the ground tank to switch on your motor, so that the motor will be pumping your water up on the elevated tank. Same when the grounded tank is full and the elevated tank is full again. So this principle will not be working. Why? Because the connection, I will show you. So this, both of them, they will not put on your motor. Now this helps to safeguard your pump so that there will be no any water overflowing, then there will be no any misleakage of your pump being put on somehow, okay? So when the tank on the ground is empty, and still the water on the top tank is full, your motor will not be on, my friend, okay? Okay, until this tank is drained, water is no longer there, okay, until this one is full again, is now when your motor will be put on. Now let me not confuse you, let us do a practical. I'll show you the principle now, how it works, okay? So let me start. So as you can see, my power source comes from here, okay? This is my power source. Let me use this one, okay? So the video will be long, so you have to have patience. Okay. Okay, you can see what I'm doing. Neutral. I connect it there. That is my neutral. I've connected there, okay? So let me start with my elevated float switch, which is on the elevated tank, okay? So first of all, remember I told you the black cable is the common one, okay? So you will see where your common is. You see, in our case, come near, show them. So you see my common cable was taken from this terminal. So I'm going to connect it here. So I'm going to do a video not using a contactor, then I will do another video also using now a contactor. So you see, I think from there I will have answered all of your questions, okay? All of your questions. So in my case, I will not be using this cable here. I don't need this one, okay? I only need this one, okay? So now this cable is very okay? me reduce it. Let me reduce it so that it can be easy. So I want to be needing this one. So I want you to be very keen, guys, because here I got so many questions. Okay, so this float switch is on the tank that is elevated. Okay, then this one here is on the tank that is grounded. Okay, your underground tank. Okay, now let us start. I'm only dealing with the float switches now. Let us go. So you see now this one, this cable, I come again, I connect it to the grounded float switch that is black. Okay, I connect it here. I connect it here. Okay, okay, so now you see now this one, this cable here. So this cable is the brown. So this brown, you take it now to your motor. So in my case, because I don't have a motor, this bulb will be my motor. Remember, this bulb will be my motor. So I come connect it to the live section terminal. Okay, and for safety, let me do that. Okay, then now the part that is remaining is my neutral cable from the motor. Okay, remember these two switches, you don't have to take your neutral to these switches. Okay, so but you can decide, because it's a live you can use a neutral cable, but you cannot use both cables. Live and neutral cannot go there because it's a switch. It is a switch. Okay, guys, so I come show them. So my neutral is here, then here. Okay, so let me connect. That way. Okay, I know you are seeing. Okay, so let me do this way so you can see how it has gone. So now see here, see this one. Okay, from the power source, now elevated float switch, the tank that is elevated tank. Let me use elevated tank so that I avoid so many terminals, so I avoid so many language. Okay, elevated tank. Then this one here, grounded. Okay, grounded tank. Now let's now see a miracle. Let me put on. Okay, that is the power. Then I'm going to put on. Now when the float switches are like that, it means both tanks do not have water. Okay, both tanks do not have water. Remember I showed you when they are like this, it means those tanks are empty. So now you see, when both tanks are empty, it means water will not be pumped. Okay, remember this one is the motor. Water will not be pumped. Now remember this one here is the grounded tank. Then this one here is the elevated. Now let's see, if you are asking yourself, what if my tank on the top, my elevated tank is full? Okay, is full, then the ground tank is empty. You see, nothing. So all your switches will not put on the motor. Remember, okay? You see. But now let us see the miracle of this. Empty. Then this one full. This float switch has got an issue. Then the ground tank is full. So this ground tank is full and this one is empty. The ground tank on the ground is full, so it is pumping. So it is pumping. It is pumping. So this one, the elevated tank is empty. So still water is entering on the elevated tank. Now let us see the miracle again. So this tank, when it is full, you see, it is full. Now both tanks are full. There is no water that is pumping, my friend. When the elevated tank, this one here is the elevated tank, is when it is empty. Okay, empty. This one is pumping. You see now, the ground tank is pumping. But now, this one is empty. This one is full. It is pumping. It is pumping. You see the water is on. So when the water in the ground tank is empty, nothing will be happening. So do not worry. Okay. So if you are a person who does not visit your home and you have so many works, you don't have to employ somebody. Hello, put on, go and pump water, whatever, do this, do that. No. You only need this one so that this thing will be working automatically. So number 2, I think I have answered those questions. So number 2, now I will introduce a contactor here. Let me introduce a contactor. This one here. So let's say you have a motor that has large horsepower. Okay, your motor that has large horsepower, motor that is very large. Okay, let's say 20, 30, whatever, bigger horsepower. We introduce this contactor. So in my case, I'm using a contactor that is you see, it is at 2 amperes. Okay, you see, at 2 amperes. So you can decide, you can use 40, you can use 60, you can use 80, 100, whatever. So in my case, let me use this one because I think if I'm done, what I will be done, I could have answered all of your questions. So I don't think I will be getting any questions. So welcome. Let us put off for safety purposes. Off. So remember, the concept is the same. The concept is still the same. So what I'm going to do this way. So I want this contactor okay, just be patient. Now the case of a contactor is now different. So I'm going to connect the contactor has these terminals, as you can see, 1 2 3 1 2 3. Then this one is normally open. I know I've done so many videos, guys. Now you forgive me if I've not explained this contactor. Find my videos, watch them, and I don't skip ads, okay? Because that is where I get my income, so that you help me. I do other videos, okay? So you connect that way. Okay. So I have decided I'm not going to use the second terminal here. So I've used 1 2, no 1 3. So I've assumed this one. So same. I'm going to do this. Let me connect. So the neutral part. Okay, where is my neutral? There. I don't know if you are seeing. My cameraman will show you what I'm done, what I'm doing. Every single detail I show you guys. Is that my videos are very long. It's because you can see and understand clearly. So let me connect my live. Okay. So then I give it here. Okay. There. So guys, okay, if I put on, then I press it here. You see what is happening? You see my contactor until I press this spring, okay? It puts on. Now listen very carefully. Now I want these two float switches to control this contactor, but this contactor will be controlling now your motor because of that self-holding, okay? Because of that load, okay? We want to avoid this one not to overheat, okay? So what I will do, the principle is the same, guys, okay? You see, even I've not removed, okay? But because I'm starting another part of the video, so let me do this, huh? Let me start with my elevated, remember, my elevated float switch, okay? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give my elevated float switch power, okay? I'm going to give it power, but before that, I've not given my contactor the neutral, okay? I've not given my contactor where the coil is. I've not given it. I've not looped. See up here. I've not looped the neutral. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to loop. What I'm going to do, I'm going to loop. So come, the A1 is the live terminal, is the live part of the coil of this contactor. Then the A2 is the neutral side. The neutral. So what I'm going to do, I can decide I can take it to here or I can loop. So in my case, let me loop. Let me put off. Okay. So let me put. Okay, now we are good to go. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give my cable what we call power. No, my switch, the power, okay? The elevated one, okay? The elevated. The tank, that is up. So my friend, I can decide, I can do what? I can decide. I can take my power from here or from here. Because now this one is the switch part, okay? The switch part, because the load part we have finished, okay? The load part we have finished, okay? The load part we have finished. Now what I'm going to do, in my case, let me take it here, so that I do not confuse you. Okay. there. Now this float switch, the grounded one. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to connect to the black cable. Okay, black cable. And because of safety issues, I'm going to connect so now you see this cable, the brown one, from the grounded float switch. I'm going to connect it to A1. I repeat, I'm going to connect it to A1. Sorry for that. Okay. So I think we are good to go. Okay. Now I think you are seeing clearly. I think my cameraman, I think you are seeing everything here. All of this. So this one here, elevated tank, elevated one. Then this one here, the grounded. Okay. So let us put on power. Okay. There it is. There it is. There it is. Put on. There it is. Okay. So the principle is the same. This one here, grounded. So my water on the ground tank is full. It is full. This one, it is let me see. This float switch. It is not working properly. Sorry for that. Come here, I show you something here. So guys, my float switch here has an issue. Come near, I show you. Let's bring them. Come near, I show them. They see what is happening. So I think this float switch, my float switch here has an issue. So my float switch has an issue. Sorry for that. This one here, but the concept still is the same, as you can see. So when the ground tank is empty, guys, you see, this one is full. Okay. I think my float switch has an issue. Sorry for that. But still the concept is the same. So guys, thank you very much for the subscription and for following until this moment. Now thank you and bye. See you on the next video. Bye bye.